beginning of how you want to actually put together your course, you need to think about what are the concepts you're trying to get across, what are the concepts you need to understand the next level of that concept, and you need to prepare the course in a way that the people actually have a chance, if something's missing, they can find it, right? They can go back. So I think this is really important, and this is what we think of individualization and adaptation is going to be possible, and is really going to change how corporate education can work. So you will not spend 40% of your cost in travel. You will not provide the same course to everybody. You give people a chance to tell you what they know already. You understand their skills. And then you as a corporation obviously have a goal. You want to make sure that everybody understands this topic to that extent. So you create a course that makes sure at the end, when someone takes a test and passes the test, they show that they actually know that. From a pure corporate perspective, right? I'm not talking now about what you said. Someone, as an individual, wants to develop and wants to take another course. That's a different story. I'm really looking at this from a corporate perspective. Right? So if you want to do that, you need to make sure that the courses are really made in such a way that it's not linear, but that people can actually jump forward, they can go back, they can go deeper, and they can even go, if you like, up to the next level. That's from our perspective the key thing. And how do we want to do this? We think, as I said, putting these things together, first of all, you need the dialectical concept. Right? This is as important as in the next step, digitizing the content. The content in many cases is available. In many cases it's already digital. We have it there. You go to YouTube, you go wherever. Publishers have it digital, everybody has it. But how do you put it together? How do you actually want to get this across and make sure that people learn what you want them to learn? Right? It's not about, everybody you probably has done this course and you're clever enough to set the right tick marks, but you don't remember even what the course was about. So you passed it, fine, compliance done, hey, I have no idea. You need to address people's curiosity, otherwise they don't learn. In another course I had a lady who was in charge of training lawyers of a global law firm. She came to me and said, how can we do that? These guys, they have egos, they are too large for this room. Every single one. And I'm in charge of helping them, teaching them, understanding new concepts and changes. And I told her that she could completely forget it unless she doesn't actually, get to their curiosity, get to their interest. If there's nothing in for me personally, I don't care. You can get me through all kinds of corporate training, ain't going to work. But if the goal is actually to enable people, to have them, give them the power to create something, to change things, you got to do it differently.
The mass question is interesting. There was a lot of debates about that in previous panels. What is mass? For us, for example, I've tried to explain that we've got at least two different types of masses. Those programs that we run for only part of our staff, and those programs that we run for all of our staff. So is MOOC suitable to both types of masses? I believe so. And what is good with that mass is that it's a pan-Ricard mass. So with all these problems of dropping, dropouts, etc., I think we're not quite there here. If we pick the topics that we're going to address with MOOCs properly, I think we can largely control things like dropouts. If you include, or if you make MOOCs parts of solid, I'm not saying heavy, but solid HR processes, I think you can deal with the dropout situation quite efficiently. And there is an aspect as well of modernity. It's important for a group like us to show to our own people that we are aware of what's happening outside, that we are trying to give them the best of what exists and the most efficient. So it's part of continuing that engagement that people have with pan-Ricard Group. Maybe also it could become something that is interesting in terms of recruitment. When people know that a corporate like pan-Ricard are doing things like that, it may be a plus. We will see. But all these considerations lead us to look at MOOCs, which again I see, or we see very much as a new format, something new that we can use, that is not going to replace everything. It's not a panacea, but it's yet another format that could make our offer even more credible and efficient. We are looking at MOOCs, and the first two topics that we are going to try and address with MOOCs are one on digital culture. I said earlier that digital is a strategic issue for Pernod Ricard, and we want to make sure that across the group we've got a common understanding of what digital means globally. Very basic things about search engines, that kind of stuff, who are the operators in that environment, and things that are a bit more specific to maybe to our business and to Pernod Ricard. And the second one we are going to try and use MOOCs for is onboarding, group onboarding. So what are the things that we want people who join Pernod Ricard to know when they join us? Again, I mean, we guide them because there are certain things that we want people to know so that they are more comfortable in their daily life at Pernod Ricard. So we are going to try and put together a MOOC to do the group onboarding, so the top layer of onboarding. So I'm just about to take a leap of faith in MOOCs. So maybe next year, if that forum happens again, I'll be able to give you a bit of feedback. But that's where we're at Pernod Ricard. Thank you for listening.